Hey guys, welcome back. So I've done the Duel Monsters tournament, which means that the next one up is going to be GX. As with last time, I'm going to be doing it so that the early rounds, so prelims up to quarterfinals, single elimination, and then after that we'll do best 2 out of 3 and then best 3 out of 5. Be ready for this one to be kind of long one. I might actually have to split it up in two just because there are a lot of GX characters, both in this game and in general. And just thanks to the nature of GX and how many different decks everyone played, quite a few of the characters have like 2 or 3 decks each. Actually, you've got one of those coming up literally in the first round, so there you go. I'm actually really excited about this one because undeniably GX was probably my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh series. I just really loved like the actual story of it. I kind of think GX was held back by being a show about card games, but that's not. Oh god, sorry. That is neither here nor there. I actually think it's faster to go from. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is. Cool. So we've got Johan Anderson, or Jesse Anderson, if you watched it in English, versus Edor Phoenix, or Aster Phoenix, again, if you watched it in English. I'm going to give everyone a heads up. I am a huge nerd. If you're watching this, you're probably a huge nerd too. But I watched GX in English sub, mostly because like the English dub of GX was absolutely atrocious. Okay, I'll give it. It was really funny. It is basically an abridged series. I think that's the best way to look at the English dub of GX. Is it's an abridged, but all the characters are radically different. The story is radically different between the two, and there's much better foreshadowing and everything else. Anyway, first round, we've got Johan with his Crystal Beasts versus Edor Phoenix. Since it's this version of Aster, this is Dragoon D End. This is the Aster that fought Chazz at the end, well, at the halfway point of Season 4, which never came out in English, so. I will say that Johan is one where I debated giving him a Ubel/Johan deck, which used Rainbow Dark Dragon and Advanced Dark. I decided against it in the end, but if there's interest in it, I'll come back and do it. Also, get ready for a lot of different Jadens. As for Aster, this deck, as I said before, is... Ooh, okay. Rainbow City to start off with is really strong. To be honest, I'd actually say that Jesse is probably one of the few people who can confidently beat this version of Aster. Maybe. Depends on if he can get the damage in before... actually, no. Even then, because you've got Crystal Abundance. Crystal Abundance does a lot of heavy lifting for Jesse here, if he can get to it. That's Discommander. Oh, but I was saying that Aster's other deck is closer to his Season 2 deck. It's to be fair, technically it's a Season 3 deck because it's got him with Bloody. Hey! Next turn, that's a Discommander coming out. As well as this being the last turn that Johan can do... No, never mind. I was about to say this is the last turn Johan can do damage before Clock Tower Prison locks him out of battle damage. I'm pretty sure that can target Clock Tower Prison. Oh! Huh. Huh. He didn't go for Discommander. I wonder if he's got Poly in his hand then. No, he doesn't. If he had Poly, he'd have immediately played it. Okay. Then Diamond Dude. 2 Diamond Dudes. Oh, hey, he can tribute all 3 for... Yeah. Whiff of the Future Fusion, but hey ho. Graceful Charity, that is a great... Yeah. Is it? No, it's Dogma. It's always going to be... The AI will always favor Dogma over Bloody because Dogma has higher attack points by default. It was a huge issue getting the other deck to favor Bloody over Dogma, but I eventually saw it. Ooh, that's all of his trade-ins gone in one go. Damn. And that's Dragoon D End. And that is the end of this duel, I think. Never mind, he's going for battle damage. Not sure why. You're one card off of Crystal Abundance, so even if you Destiny draw into it. So hopefully he got Pot of Greed. Yeah, Pot of Greed. Rare value after that. That'll probably be, yeah, Crystal Horde. Which will... Oh, actually, yeah, no, you can bounce back from our Spell Trap card zone, so he can... Bring out Sapphire Pegasus, which will get you your 4th crystal. Okay. For the love of God, please use Crystal Horde to get rid of Dragoon the End. Okay. Not go for Sapphire Pegasus, Crystal Abundance play there. This is going to be very frustrating for me. Because I feel like Johan definitely had 2 or 3 ways to come out of that alive. And of course he favored the higher attack point one as opposed to the one that literally just endlessly recurs. I don't know what they did with the AI in Tag Force 7 or Tag Force Archive Special. Because in Tag Force 3 and Tag Force 6, the AI was actually genuinely pretty incredible. If you're a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, I strongly recommend you go back and play those. He might do Crystal Abundance now. I'm most confused why he's not been doing the, like, I think it's once per turn draw. Yeah. He may not have had it. Okay, never mind, he's not got Abundance. He's got 3 Abundance in the deck, as well as 3 Rainbow Dragons, so the fact he's not seen either is kind of astonishing. Probably for the best he's not seen Rainbow Dragon. Okay, what is your face down then? Because you blocked yourself out of Crystal Abundance with it. And if it was Crystal Horde, you would have already used it. And now you've got 2 Dragoon DNs to deal with, which is definitely the end. Aster, stop, he's already dead. Oh no. Johan deserves this, man. Oh god, after that duel, Johan deserved that. I'm actually a little bit surprised. Johan is one that in testing has done exceptionally well across pretty much all of his duels. I will bring up, if the music's ever too loud, just let me know, because I can always bring down the volumes in-game. Hey, the next one's actually, huh. Cool. So the next one is an actual anime duel, and then we got a couple of, like, really cool what-ifs that we never got to see, that I'm really excited for, actually. So this one is, Bonaparte versus Crowler, and let me be the first to say, oh, I hate Bonaparte. I get the joke. He's a fat little Napoleon dude. I hate him so much. So I've buffed him a bit from like his default deck in this. It's kind of closer to his deck from Tag Force 3, which was actually genuinely pretty solid. It's not quite as strong as that one, just because I took away some of his more powerful generic trap cards, specifically Mirror Force, because I don't know, just cause really. He's got a couple of other trap cards that are arguably stronger, but they're more situational, I think. Like Wall of Disruption can be absolutely decimating. Not that it matters. He's going up against Crowler with Ancient Gears, which is just a terrible matchup for Bonaparte. Luckily, these are both duelists who only ever use the one deck, really. You can argue that Crowler had his non-fusion and fusion gear decks. But I think you're pulling at straws there, if I'm being honest. The dialogue from Season 4 very much indicates that it's not that he didn't have Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem, it's that he refused to use it against students. Oh, so gadgets are a really strong start. Crowler is another one that has, in testing, absolutely decimated people. Just from sheer overpowering attack points and the inability to use trap cards. Plus this. You know, being able to heavy storm your own ancient gear. So your own gear town to get an ancient gear out for free. Yeah. Yeah, that's about right. I'm not going to say that Bonaparte's out of this duel just... he probably is out of this duel right there, actually. Because he could have summoned DD Warrior and at least taken the Gadgetron with him. Instead, he... the Clown, Crash Clown. Don't know if anyone watching this actually remembers Clown Box from back in the day, but that was a part of Bonaparte's engine, was just Clown Box. Which is Crash Clown and I think Stream Clown. Every time they change battle position, they destroy an opponent's monster. And Crowler perfects Bonaparte, doesn't even take any damage. It's over fast, thank God. Bonaparte is out of this tournament. I am incredibly glad to see that. Which brings us to one of the duels I wish would have happened in the anime. Yusuke Fujiwara versus Hellkaiser, or Dark Zane, if you're a dub watcher. So, if you didn't see Season 4, you're not going to have any idea who Yusuke Fujiwara is. He's sort of the main antagonist of Season 4. In truth, the actual main antagonist of Season 4 is like the embodiment of darkness itself made manifest, which is exactly as edgy as it sounds, versus Hellkaiser. Hold on, is it Hellkaiser? Let me double check that. Yeah. Oh no, it's normal Kaiser. Okay. Okay. Not as fun as the Hellkaiser idea, but still. So this will be Cyber Dragons, which is a really unfortunate matchup for Yusuke. If you've ever seen the clear cards, so Clear World, I guess Dragon? Yeah, I think there's only actually like 2 real world clear cards. It's Clear World and the Clear Dragon, that's name I can't remember. Which is kind of surprising. Anyway, Yusuke basically uses a deck that's based around punishing you for having different attributes on the board. Kaiser only runs 1 attribute of monster, which is light, and the negative effect of Clear World on that is just to show your hand. As opposed to like other ones where it can be things like you can't attack, you take 1,000 points of burn damage at the end of the turn, you destroy a monster in your field every turn. Okay. Future Fusion turn 1. Cyber and Dragon coming in. But that is some anime ass Kaiser stuff there, actually. Anime ass. Never mind. No Cyber and Dragon for you. That sucks big time. Fujiwara is going to grab out, God, what's it called? Phantom, I think. Yeah, Phantom. Yeah, Phantom! Destroy itself, block the... Yeah, cool. I think the dragon's called Clear Vice Dragon. I don't think it's going to show up. I think Zane's done a bit too good of a job just immediately destroying Yusuke's back row, and I don't think he's got it in him to rebuild at this point, but I was wrong a lot last tournament, so I might be wrong here. So yeah, this is Zane's Cyber Dragon deck. You know, Kaiser, back when he was at the school, Season 1. It's weird that this kind of becomes like the deck he's best known for by the fandom. But I think it's just because Cyber Dragons were such a fan favorite. There's his alternate win con in Final Countdown. It's not happening. He's got 3,300 attack, Cyber Twin Dragon. Yeah, good game. Yusuke's done. Bit anticlimactic in the early games, but meh. That's the way it crumbles. I think a lot of these guys are kind of getting counterpicked by accident, ironically. Oh, neat! Which brings us to the next one, which is Bastion versus Cyber Show, or Cyber Cyrus. So again, if you've not seen Season 4 of GX, strongly recommend you go and watch it. Bastion. So if anyone's like looking at the hearts, yeah, I need to actually go and do the story mode of this game. This is mostly what I've done with the game, is got as many cards as I could. Basically got every card in the game, and then started making decks for everyone. I didn't really think the only story modes I bothered to clear were some or most of DM, some of Zexal, and a little bit of GX, and then I just spammed there. But anyway, Cyber Show. Season 4, Cyrus gets a hold of the Cyber Dark deck. I'm not going to give any spoilers for like why he's got a hold of the Cyber Dark deck, but he ends up with the Cyber Dark deck. It's part of his character arc of him growing into his own self. At first, we're led to believe that he's actually using Kaiser's deck, but it eventually comes out that no, he's using his own, his own variant of it, with some roids mixed in. Again, this game came out before we got all the Dragoroid as a real card and all that stuff, which would have made this deck much more fluent. But I don't know, just enjoy it, guys. As for Bastion, he is using Ritual Magnet Warriors. This was mostly just for fun. I debated giving him his Zombies deck from the manga. I also debated giving him his Water Dragon deck. I ended up settling on Ritual Magnet Warriors because Litmus is canonically his ace card. And you just don't see people remember that he has the Magnet Warriors very often. Kyozan Ryu. See that thing 5 times fast. Sebastian takes control of the duel fairly early on. Advanced Ritual Art comes out. Okay. Curious how this is going to work out, actually. Bastion has not got the best win record in the game right now. I don't know if he's got the best win record for anyone who plays this. And Mathematician's destroyed. I don't think Litmus is immune to destruction by battle without a continuous trap card, but I could be wrong. So yeah, Bastion's just losing that monster, I think. Exploded Dragon Wing into Hyozan Ryu. Oh, is it immune to destruction then? Because you didn't attack it. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. There you go! I actually did not know that. But he's got 2 turns until Cyber Dark pops, and then the Labyrinth will constantly swap his monsters into attack position. The AI does not know how to play around Labyrinth. Which is kind of hysterical because Bastion's own monster is unaffected by it. Ooh. Unfortunately, that's not going to be enough to do very much here. Mostly because that Labyrinth is going to swap into defense position, yeah. It can just take two attacks, so I'll give it that, but... Last turn of swords as well, luckily. I'm going to be so amused if this is, like, the one and only time that Bastion actually does well in a tournament. Because at this point, I'm not actually sure how he loses this. Especially with Grave of the Super Ancient Organisms. That sucks for Cyrus. If you don't know, Grave of the Super Ancient Organism makes it so I think it's level 5 and higher. Can't attack. It might be level 6 or higher. Can't attack or activate their effects. But Swordsman of Doom Litmus is immune to all continuous trap card effects. So it literally does nothing to him. I don't think Swordsman of Doom Litmus has come out in real life yet, which is shocking when you think about it. Such an old card. But I don't really think he was all that iconic at the time, was he? Oh. I think he's out of dragons in the deck, judging from that. Yeah, he is. He's out of dragons. Oh. So now we're just into can Bastion kill Cyrus? GX had sorry, such fantastic music, eh? If you ever want to like actually listen to a really like probably the best Yu-Gi-Oh theme of all time, look up Camula's slash Hellkaiser's theme. Because it's got such an orchestral mix to it and it sounds incredible. And yeah, that's Cyrus out. Ugh, poor Sai. To be honest, I don't think Bastion's a great matchup for him. Cyrus has a little bit of back row control, but he doesn't really have enough to, yeah. Alright, on to the next one. That is Axel versus a manga character, Hibiki. So, I said before how there's a huge number of GX characters and how they all were using different decks. And I was aware that, like, there would be people who would want to see Jaden using the Attribute or Nature Heroes. So, Absolute Zero and all that. But I also didn't want to fill the roster with just, half a dozen Jadens all using different variants of his deck. So we have instead got Hibiki from the manga being the representative for that. But since Hibiki's not actually in the game, I guess we just give him to Jaden to play. So yeah, Jaden's face is on Hibiki's deck here. Just treat it as if it was Hibiki. Hibiki. So yeah, this is going to be Nature Heroes versus Volcanics. If I had to guess, Nature Heroes might have the edge here because of Absolute Zero, just being the biggest menace in the game. To be honest, to this day, I feel like Absolute Zero is actually an incredibly strong card, especially combined with Acid. Alright, so that's a free poly for Hibiki. Okay, so Great Tornado. That'll be because of its incredible attack points. I do find that because Great Tornado has the 2,800, the AI goes for it a lot. Point in case. So actually, it's entirely possible that Hibiki loses to his own AI here. But that Voltic is incredibly strong. Immediately gets him back that Stratos. Which, then, yeah. We all know what Stratos does. Okay, Bubbleman, setting up for the Absolute Zero plays. If Woodsman lasts till next turn, I'm pretty sure... To be fair, I don't think Axel lasts till next turn. I assumed at some point that face down would do something, but... Okay, never mind. OTK. Hibiki immediately annihilates Axel. That's rough. Wow. Even Haou couldn't do that. Sorry, the Supreme King. Next up is Serena versus Fubuki. So Fubuki is Atticus. It's his Japanese name. It's kind of a fun joke, considering that Fubuki flirts with everything on two legs. So the Fubuki deck is his manga deck with the Atmosphere. It's one of those times where I wanted to just give him a deck that wasn't his Red Eyes deck, because, Night Shroud is an entire thing. People have probably got no idea what I'm talking about there, if you've not seen GX. Night Shroud, or Darkness in the sub, is kind of the background antagonist of the entirety of GX, in a weird way. He kind of isn't really in focus in Season 2 and 3, but then he comes back hard in Season 4. And Atticus is possessed by him in Season 1, at which time he's using his Red Eyes deck. And instead we're using Manga him, it's Wind, it's the Atmosphere. I'm being quiet now. Serena's using her... Oh god, what's it called? The Dark... What is it called? I genuinely don't remember. Load of Darkness. Load. Not really sure what they're up to here. Okay. Are you just deck thinning? If that was the end goal of that, why didn't you just open with double cost on and... Your brain hurts. Oh, so if anyone has not seen what the Atmosphere does, you're in for a really nice time. The Atmosphere is a really cool card from the manga. Sorry, that was just funny to me. Just immediately giant tree that thing to death. I'm not even gonna lie, this music is so cool with headphones, actually. You can kind of feel it moving from left to right in your head. Readily, like... Yeah. So we know that's Call of the Haunted. Out comes Load of Darkness. If she has a field spell, she pretty much takes charge of the Duel. Never mind! Oh, that's fantastic. And Zaborg. If anyone's wondering why Serena has Zaborg, her three stooges in the anime each use Thunder Monarchs, I think it's Water Monarchs and Fire Monarchs, so she's specifically got those three Monarchs in her deck. But I think she's only got them as like a one-off. And she's clearly decided that she's going to go for summoning Load of Darkness from the graveyard here. Hunter Owl. Okay, so Graceful Charity comes out. Okay. I actually don't remember what I gave Fubuki in this deck all that well. Apparently it's Curse of Anubis. Cool. He might have a Morphing Jar, he might not. We're gonna find out. The board goes back to hand. Probably not the best move in my opinion, since she can just tribute summon it back out and destroy his face down. But then I'm also not sure what his face down is, so... And there's the field spell. So, yeah. Luckily, Load can't attack directly. Oh, it's the little sphere. Stratosphere? The Stratosphere? Transforming Sphere. Okay, Oasis Dragon Sword goes out, and then Infinite Fiend Summoning Mirrors. Out comes up a full field of Load of Darkness. Okay. I hate the AI. Advanced Draw on the actual Load of Darkness is just such a bad call. Okay, out comes Reborn Tengu. Did not work. Alright. Unfortunately, I don't think Fubuki was able to get his pieces together. But, yeah, I will say the Atmosphere is basically a miniature Bloody. Very different stats. Very nice looking card. Is literally his ace card in the, yeah. Hey! I don't think this duel ever actually happened, but it really should have. Chazz versus Tyranno. Chazz is one that has 3 decks currently. He easily could have gone to 5 or 6, because Chazz changed his deck every other duel, I swear. I think he opens with Chthonians and then changes over to the oh god, what is it? DD Bomb FTK deck, and then he swaps over again when his brothers challenge him to a 0 attack deck, and then Ojamas, Armed Dragons, VWXYZ, Beatrons in Season 2. It genuinely just goes on with Chazz. Dude has used so many decks. I'm pretty sure that Silvio Sawatari in Arc 5 is a play-up of Chazz because of how often he changes decks as well. Right, Armed Dragons versus Dinosaurs. Oh, poor Armed Dragon. Oh, I mentioned last time that every series has like a kit. Be prepared for a lot of creature swap. Not because anyone really used it in the anime. It's just a pretty decent card. And since most of these guys kind of had like box decks, like toolbox decks, rat box, and all that, a lot of them are using creature swap as like a way to steal monsters and then build their board. It was a very common strategy in this era. Okay, Hyper Hammerhead's putting in work here. Who do I think's got the win? Probably Tyranno's got the win here. Dude's got Solidarity in his deck. Alright, so Chazz gets first Destiny draw. Goes for Charity, incredibly strong there. There we go, Solidarity. Told you. At which point Tyranno pretty much hits harder than anyone else in this game. But he's got absolutely no way to control the field, unfortunately. It's just attack the thing. Creature swap. Oof. That Lightning Vortex was not the play, mate. You needed to save that for a turn. Yeah. 100 life points. Oof. And he ends his turn. And Tyranno draws into a draw engine. It's okay, Tyranno did. He just got rid of Chazz. I'm sad to see Armed Dragons go out in the first round. I've had a couple of test tournaments where, genuinely to my surprise, Chazz got up to like the finals. Alright, so the next one is okay. Two of the Dark Hunters from Season 1. Were they called the Dark Hunters? Can't remember anymore. It's been a long time. Titan versus Night Shroud. So Titan, and then Night Shroud. So Titan, if you've not seen GX, he plays a Chess Archfiend deck. So early Archfiends were based around chess pieces. He plays that. He's also got Zera in there because it was cool. There's not much deeper to that. And he's versing Night Shroud, which I'm pretty sure is Atticus's Red Eyes deck. So I did debate separating Atticus's good Red Eyes deck from his Night Shroud deck. But ultimately I decided I was going a bit too far. And yeah. Plus, to be honest, the two decks would be too similar. Okay, so we've immediately seen a Red Eyes Wyvern come out, with Solidarity very strong. Archery Emperor goes away, Pandemonium hits the board. It's always funny to see a really strong Troop Dragon. I say really strong, 1500 attack points, but it's a lot for Troop Dragon. Not sure what the face down is. Ah, it's Archfiend Soldier. Okay. I think that's game, unless that face down is, No, if it was called the Haunted, he would have used it. He would have brought out Archfiend Emperor. Realize why I've first attacked. Yeah, that's game. Cool. Nice, clean, fast. Definitely not how it would have gone. I mean, Night Shroud would have beaten Titan in the anime because Titan was ultimately kind of just a hoax. Okay, cool. But still, the next one up is Amnael versus Dimitri. So, Amnael, kind of penultimate boss of season 1. He's Professor Banner. Oh no, the spoiler. Where's Banner? There he is. Amnael. If you've never seen it, he basically plays a remove from play deck or a banish deck. Dimitri. There's Dimitri. It always throws me off because they just turned Dimitri into a Jaden in this game. Whereas, yeah. I actually find that really disappointing because I think Dimitri had one of the cooler designs from GX. But this is his mock Yugi deck. So back in season 1, literally the only time he ever shows up on screen in the entire show. Ooh. That's a rough one, buddy. He steals Yugi's deck and uses it to duel Jaden. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Kind of a waste on both the behalves here, but hey ho. I will say I think that Macros Cosmos might actually seal Dimitri's fate already. But yeah, who knows? Is he going to summon Necroface? Yes. Kills Helios, but, 2,500 monster you just normal summon's not the worst. Especially not for GX era. I will say, if it ever becomes like an issue with Banner winning too much, I don't think it will, but if it ever does, Necroface is an easy one to drop for him because Necroface is Bakura's card. And to be fair, he's got enough going on with the DD Survivor. Okay, Dark Paladin. So if you can't tell, I've basically given Dimitri a Yugi fusion deck. It's not all Dark Magician fusions. It's, yeah. Not that it matters, because Dimitri is dead. Which brings an end to that. Next up, we have got... Oh, hey! Texas! Versus Asuka. Which I think is Cyberblader. So we've got Tunes versus Cyberblader. I know, Pegasus. In case anyone's wondering, I said it in the previous video, but I'll say it here again. Pegasus was actually in GX. He duels Crowler and Bonaparte at one point. He also hires Chumley. Yeah, he hires Chumley to become a card artist. Versus Asuka. Alexis Rhodes. I think her name in Japanese is Asuka Tenjoin. I've got no idea how to pronounce that second part, so... Yeah, this is her Cyberblader deck. Asuka is actually one that has done shockingly well in cross-generational test tournaments. She's not done the best in GX test tournaments, though. So we're going to see how she copes here. It's kind of ironic that she's really good outside of GX, but she kind of struggles in her own, generation. That's Morgan Captain, Sub Gymnast. Okay. Oof. That sucked. That really sucked. But hey, Pegasus hasn't found Toon World yet, so small mercies. Or Toon Kingdom, as it were. Never mind, he's got it. As well as 1500 life points. Hey, Toon Kingdom. This is classic Toon Kingdom. So before the real one was released, that is a field spell card. This is the one from the anime that banishes the top 5 from your deck. Don't worry, Pegasus has got a few ways to get those cards back. Unfortunately, with Toons, you don't get the battle lock from Valkyrian Soldier and Marauding Captain. Valkyrian Knight, sorry. So this is gonna suck. What's with Cyber Gymnast? Okay, and you're not even doing damage anymore. You can maybe deck him out, but it's a long way off happening right now. The irony that would be Pegasus versus Banner or Amnael, if we get to that, will be interesting. Oh, so the other irony is that Asuka could take control of this duel so fast with Cyber Gymnast. Because I'm pretty sure Toon Kingdom doesn't stop it from being destroyed by card effect. Four cards gone. I mean, he loses 5 cards a turn, so that's not the worst. And yeah, as you can see, DDR, just to cheat out some easy tunes that have been banished. Surprised he doesn't have a Toon Blue Eyes White Dragon in there. Just for charity. For the love of God, use your Cyber Gymnasts. Got 2 cards in hand, he's got 2 cards on the field. Yes, okay. No. Bad. I'm very confused. Yeah, the battle lock doesn't even stop Pegasus now. He's just gonna swing over. And that's a good game. That sucks. Asuka actually had an easy out the entire time with Cyber Gymnast. Oh well. It's computers. What do you want from me? What do you want from them? I'm sure people will be happy to see Pegasus going further, though. Oh, okay. So the next one is actually an anime duel. This is Camula versus Jaden. I mentioned before, if you ever want to listen to like the best theme in Yu-Gi-Oh, listen to Camula's theme. To be honest, GX had some incredible themes in general. Because you also have like Sad Duel, which was Haou's theme, or Supreme King Jaden's theme. Just incredible. Camula. This is just an interesting thing that I learned in case anyone's actually interested. Turns out the original vampire story was actually about Camilla, not about Dracula. God, I think it was actually called Camilla. So it's not Camula, it's Camilla. But yeah, it follows a little girl vampire who... I'm not going to spoil it, but obviously, little girl vampire later goes on to inspire Bram Stoker's Dracula. There's a lot to it. I would recommend you give it a listen. It's like a 2-hour long audiobook if you pick up the audiobook. Very short novel if you prefer to read. Genuinely interesting. Really teaches you a lot about like the history of the genre. Alright, right. Jaden. This is Season 1 Jaden. He has his elemental heroes. I think the only card he's got in here that's not really his is Elemental Hero Core. Yeah, that's about it. Camula, on the other hand, vampires, zombies, Vampire Genesis, apparently. Hey, early Mirror Force from Jaden. Fun fact, in the anime, Jaden owns 2 copies of Mirror Force. We see them both clearly in his deck. Which is hilarious, because even Yugi doesn't own 2 copies of Mirror Force from what we've seen. Alright. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if either side loses this. I also gave Jaden 2 copies of Mirror Force in here because he has 2 copies in the anime. Man, that Swords did a lot of heavy lifting as well there. But to be fair, Jaden hit 2 Mirror Forces in a row. Like, he does not get to complain here. No fusions yet. Both the materials on the field, but no fusions. Oh, I will also throw out there because I know someone will be looking for it. Jaden's masked heroes are not in this specific tournament. They kind of disrupt the power scaling a lot. So they're off on the side. I'll do a short thing with all like the really strong decks that could be included in the main tournaments once I've completed it all, and we'll include them in like the big final tournament of all champions. To be honest, I might actually just throw them in the champions tournament straight up anyway. I'll give it some thought. And yeah, Jaden lost. It doesn't super surprise me. I kind of feel like this version of Jaden's deck is really weak to just plain beatdown. Like you get big enough attack points and he can't really do a lot to run you over except hope that he gets Plasma Vice or Shining Flare Wingman. We've got another Jaden coming up next. The Supreme King Jaden versus Darkness, or who the anime calls Night Shroud, but I based it on Season 4, so it's Darkness. So yeah, unfortunately... Oh wait, no, he's right there. Haou, Judai, or Supreme King Jaden is not in this game by default. Also, forgive it, I'm going to be using Yusuke as the picture for the Darkness. So yeah, we've got Jaden running Evil Heroes, or Haou running Evil Heroes versus the Darkness, who in the anime runs a continuous trap deck that also goes into Darkness Neosphere. He also low-key cheats by just never explaining what any of his cards do. Or at least he doesn't explain what his like monsters do initially. Immediately starting Lightning Golem. Okay, get that free destruction off Sangan, so he'll get the search. Giant Jam. And the zoom out. Okay. Not super surprised that Jaden, well, Haou swung into that. He'll probably swing into this one too, if I had to guess. Which is a lot of life points lost for Haou, but he's also got kind of the board advantage here. Out comes Giant Jam, swing into Hex. 2 more Giant Jams will drop. On his next turn, Haou will probably destroy one with Lightning Golem and swing into the other. Ooh, Gravity Bind is a pain. Specifically really good in the GX era, not great elsewhere. I will say, luckily, because it's a Jaden deck, he's got a lot of level 3s and lowers. Like, he's got all of the Hexial fusions for rock materials for Dark Gaia, and then he's got the actual elemental heroes. Kind of a pain that he's not going for Featherman, but hey ho. Brings Darkness down to a Destiny draw level. Let's see what he gets. Literally just a pot of greed. This could be the end depending on what Jaden's got in hand. It's also worth noting that that Gravity Bind will only keep Haou at bay until he hits either Giant Trunade, Heavy Storm, or R Righteous Justice? What is the R one? H hit attack, E emergency call, R Righteous Justice, O Oversoul. Alright, Darkness loses to Haou. Not sure how. I'll show myself out. I had fun with that though. I enjoyed that part. Brings us up to round 2. So I'll do round 2, and then I'll probably split round 3 into its own thing after. Okay, so this first duel, one of these decks is purely hypothetical. It's kind of just one I made. We know that Yusuke, once upon a time, played a deck focused around Honest, so I put it together. Well, I made him a deck that's roughly from this era that would work for Honest. To be honest, I kind of forgot I made this, and I probably should have taken it out of the bracket. But for this tournament, it can stay, and then I don't know, I'll decide what to do with it later. If people hate it, it'll go. If people don't care about it, it'll stay. If no one ever replies, it stays, because I made it. But yeah, it's just like Fairy deck, basically. Damn, Aster. I think this is the right deck. We'll find out very soon if it's the right deck. A Ojamas trio. Oh, that's a pain. Oh, okay. Dogma. I don't think Dogma destroys Galanduo. No, because it's You just give it back all the Haunted for free. It only destroys itself when you take damage, and Dogma halves life points, it doesn't damage. Still, leaving it in attack position, I personally reckon he's got a Honest in his hand. Am I right? No, I'm not right. No, honestly, why did you leave it in attack position then? Oh, that was risky. Don't do it. He did it. He did the thing. Of course he did the thing. And there's the one of Marshmallow. I brought up in the last one, but also as a heads up, literally everyone in both Duel Monsters and GX owns Pot of Greed and Graceful Charity. Like, that's not even up to me. That's just what the anime did. Literally everyone has it. Yeah, this is the right deck. Cool. Wait, no, I knew that from the moment I saw Dogma. I mean, in 2 turns, Yusuke's in trouble anyway. Doesn't really matter what he does. Yusuke's in trouble anyway. Unless he's got Honest in his hand, then he can make it through this, but that is literally the only condition underneath which he gets through that. Nice spell card there. There. Still no Honest in hand. Quick plus 1,000 life points. And then Dragoon DN drops. And just blows up Marshmallow with an effect. I hope. That or the AI is going to be done. No, okay. We're good. We're done. Stratos attacks for game. Although probably Dogma attacks for game. Does Dragoon DN lock you up from attacking the entire turn? It only stopped itself from attacking, but I could be wrong. Quickly getting himself back up, though. I mean, Dragoon DN can still just pop your monster, unfortunately for you, mate. Yep. Ooh, and a Monster Reborn. So that's going to be... I think he got rid of this commander. This commander might still be in his hand. Swords. You know, I actually have no idea what happens if you play Swords off of Diamond Dude. Does it move to the field, or does it just do nothing? Because it only has an effect while it's face up on the field. So keep digging, eventually you'll hit Heavy Storm. And thanks to Dragoon DN just summoning itself back from the graveyard, you don't even have to worry about, like, the fact that you'll destroy your own Future Fusion. Or you'll hit Giant Trunade. Either or. Okay, out comes this commander. Free draw 2. I find it so hard to believe that he's still not run into his any of his spell or trap card control stuff yet. Showing over the Nova Master, out comes Marshmallow again. Okay, he's filled up his spell and trap card zone, so he's in a lot of trouble now if he can't actually take over Yusuke's board. Bad move. Really bad move. I mean, it clears up your spell and trap card zone there, so, you know, I've seen worse moves from you. Please, for the love of God, just play Giant Trunade or Heavy Storm. I know you still got them both in your deck. Oh, God. Okay. Out comes Shining Angel. I'm guessing hidden over this commander. Which is another spell and trap card zone free, so we don't have to worry about him filling it up. If it sounds like I've got a favorite here, I do. It's Aster. / Edo. I want him to win. I don't want Honest to win. If anyone's confused why Honest has a deck in this, by the way, Honest, the Duel Spirit, runs around as Yusuke Fujiwara for first 2 episodes of Season 4 until he fuses with Judai, who basically just starts housing different people's souls. Because he also has, I think, Professor Banner just hangs out with him. He's like a disembodied spirit. He's not actually part of Jaden's soul. Ooh. That actually helps Aster. Don't, please don't. Yep. Yep. If you don't play Heavy Storm, you're gonna lose my crown. Please, play Heavy Storm. Okay, he didn't play Heavy Storm, but he still won. Considering he had literally no cards left in his deck, he definitely had Heavy Storm in hand. Oh my god. Oh, goddamn. Okay. Then we're on to Blair Flanagan, who, controversial decision, is not running Light Swans in this. I try to mostly lean into their anime decks as much as possible. So Blair's not got Light Swans, and Tori, when we get to Zexal, does not have agents. They're both playing something that's more based on what they actually played. For Blair, in the later seasons, it was a token-based deck that she used alongside Judai for a tag tournament, with some elements from her Season 2 deck, GX tournament deck, where she plays... I don't know, it's like an ancient deck, I think it is. It's Ancient Egg, Ancient Dragon... No, it's not Ancient. I'm not sure I remember what it was. Mystic Egg, Mystic Dragon, etc., etc. Not real cards. Anyway, then Jeremy, Light and Darkness Dragon, based on the manga, sort of. I had to give him a way to actually summon Dark End Dragon and Light End Dragon because those are his actual main manga cards, and then Light and Darkness Dragon is sort of a fusion monster between the two of them. It's weird. I'd recommend you read the manga. Like, officially, it's not a fusion monster between the two of them, but it plays like one. And he uses, he uses a lot of different cards that basically fuse and fusion summon it. I think it literally has a fusion summon version now. Fusion card in the real game now. Sorry. Back to Blair. Tokens. You can kind of see what she's up to. Ooh. Dimension Wall hits hard, man. I will say, I did actually debate with Chazz just giving him his Tag Force 3 deck. I ultimately decided against it because his Tag Force 3 deck can't summon Dark End or Light End Dragon. And modifying it so it could was proving to be a hassle. Okay, so Blair's doing a really good job of controlling the board so far. Alright. I will say that I did work out how to make the CPUs tag tournament each other. So there is actually a future where I have Blair using this deck in a tag tournament scenario, which is what it was intended for. So she's definitely got another one of those face down. Yeah. So now all their tokens are minimum 2000 attack. Out comes his 1 copy Marshmallow. Out comes a 3200 attack Cobra Snake token. Is it a Cobra Snake token? Poisonous Snake token. I apologize. Big Meaty Boy. Big Meaty Boy is banished. Okay, Chazz is in Destiny Draw Zone now. You can tell because the music shifts so dramatically. That supply squad has gone half of Blair. I think she's only got 2 in her entire deck, but she got hers early and it's kept her hand full. Okay, so what happens now then? Okay, why attack position over summoner? AI just being done? AI just being done. Cool. Outstanding Dogmaron. I do not know why she has that in her deck. She just had it in her deck in the anime, so I was like, there you go. Light and Dragon. Okay. So one of his 2 ace monsters from the Mon goes out. And the tokens can now be destroyed. I really wish he'd stop constantly summoning Tuna monsters. Because that could have been a Dark End Dragon right there if he'd summoned a non-Tuna. But hey ho. Okay. Oh, okay. Never mind. She summoned it in defense position. Kind of ridiculous, but... Hey. Go float your boat, Flanagan. Okay. So those are both going to be 3,700 attacks on the next turn. Yeah, that's game. There wasn't really a way around that one. Blair takes that win. Sad that we didn't get to see Light and Darkness Dragon. That particular Chazz deck normally does exceptionally well, but not this time. Alright. Next up is Sartorius versus Crowler. Okay. Sartorius versus Crowler. I wonder who heard, like, my brain screeching to a halt there before I gave Sartorius Crowler's deck. The horrors. Alright, look, it's Arcana Force versus Ancient Gears. What more do you want from me? I actually don't know who I think wins this. I think Sartorius has got a little bit of creature swap solidarity stuff in there. But then Crowler also does. Okay, so immediately it with the second coin toss. Okay, so 2 Ancient Gear Knights to start off with. Light Barrier. Sartorius, your deck's got 22 monsters. What? Yeah, that's game. Ooh, okay, Fairy Box. Might not be game. Let's see how this goes. Second coin toss. We already saw how much damage Fairy Box can do in the DM tournament, where, to be blunt, Joey used it to decimate everyone. Does not seem like Sartorius has the same luck as Joey, though. Not by a mile. Oh, this Destiny draw could be so dead. Because he's not put out a single monster so far. I'm not wrong, it was pretty dead. Okay, the strength. Steal the Gear Dragon. And then just go for mutually assured destruction. Okay, the strength actually really helped there. The strength is actually an incredibly good card. Alright, so Sartorius has got 3 turns to survive. What happened? Okay, it can take face downs. I didn't know that. Out comes the Dark Ruler. With the heads effect. Okay. Crowler is in a bad place. But does he actually take the L here? Sartorius has not missed a single one of, what is it? Light Wall? Light Barrier. Yeah, he's not missed a single Light Barrier. And he's taken an Ancient Gear Golem. Wow, okay. I actually don't think Crowler can take this back. If anyone's, like, curious about Crowler's decisions when it comes to Gear Town, I know that it used to be a thing that if you set Gear Town over Gear Town, you got the special summon. That's not been a thing for a few years now. Yeah, and then that's 3,000 life points back to Sartorius. And the second attack of Dark Ruler. I'm genuinely surprised that Sartorius took that, but I'm really happy to see it. That is so much fun. Sartorius was the main antagonist of the second season with, I can't remember what is. Everyone started wearing white. Veil of White. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, the next one is Kaiser versus Jasmine. I actually forgot that Kaiser won. Jasmine is one of Alexis' 2 friends, in case anyone is wondering. We never really got to see her deck in the anime. All we saw were a couple cards of it. So I've given her a deck based around those couple of cards that we saw. I did the same with Mindy. One thing I will say that I found really funny is actually going through this game's default recipes. Mindy got given Jasmine's deck, and Jasmine got given what should have been Mindy's deck. Like, they had each other's ace cards. So I'm pretty sure that whoever was, like, putting this game together just got the 2 of them mixed up because they were fairly minor characters. But I still find that kind of funny myself. Especially since they really could have just used their decks from the previous game. Like, I don't think literally a single card of theirs was out of the way. But alright, Kaiser versus Jasmine. I will be genuinely shocked if Jasmine wins this. If I remember right, I think she might be the one who uses a legendary ocean, but I could be wrong. Yeah, she's got a legendary ocean. Because the other one is using a Otter fusion deck. Yeah, that was right. Cool. I gave her 1 card that she really should not have, but we're going to see if it comes up here. But also, man, that 3,200 attack Mermaid Knight immediately goes really hard. Okay, so that's actually the card that Jasmine probably shouldn't have for Sidra. Who can now not be special summoned from the, Yeah. Oh, so I know that she's got Tuna Monster. Don't worry. She literally cannot do anything with it. Does that really punch someone hard? I think Jasmine just beat Kaiser. Yep. With specifically cards that she canonically has. Poseidra did not come up. She just punched him in the face with Mermaid Knight. Okay. Next up is Amon versus Bastion. I do not remember what Amon's English name is. I think it's Adrian. Bastion might be the perfect counter for Amon, so I wonder how far Bastion's going to go just off of being accidentally accidentally countering his opponent. Am I right? Yeah, Adrian Gecko, which is, yeah. In Japanese, his name is Amon, if you didn't pick up on that. And he's got 2 decks in this. He's got his Exodia deck, which I think is what most people know him for using. All the way down. Yeah. And he's got his Cloudian deck, which is what he uses when he's first introduced to duel against Chazz. I'm not sure if he ever actually uses it again after his duel with Chazz. That might be literally the only time he ever used it. No, because he duels Ubel while Ubel's inside of Martin. Because that's how he gets the Exodia deck, is off of well, not off of them, but like he basically steals it from Ubel Martin. Okay, that is good game for Bastion there. For anyone who doesn't know, Cloudians cannot be in defense position, or they do that. They destroy themselves. Labyrinth of Nightmare means that literally every time Amon summons a Cloudian, swaps into defense position, destroys itself during the end phase. Like, he's got plenty of spell and trap cards that could destroy Labyrinth of Nightmare. I just don't trust the AI to be smart enough to use them. He's also got a couple of monsters that could do it as well, actually, but he'll probably destroy the face down. Man, this is just such an unfortunate counter. I mean, this is just luck of the draw. It's alright. He's got his Exodia deck off on the side. And he's lost. Yeah, that's a good game. Okay, well. At least it didn't take a lot of time. Amon can take forever just because Cloudians can't be destroyed by battle, and because they're fairy types, Sanctuary in the Sky, you don't take any damage from them. So a lot of his duels can get long. And then, oh hey, we're up to Judai. So Judai is Jaden's Japanese name. It means teenager, if anyone cares. At least I think it means teenager. I read that ages ago. So Judai is not Neospatian Jaden, it is Rainbow Neos Jaden. Versus Jim, who is probably the favorite to win the entire thing, if I had to guess. If anyone's ever played Tag Force 3, they know that like Jim is the champ. Like he is incredibly hard to beat. He's got such a well-rounded deck with decent beaters, decent control elements, the ability to shut down special summons, just all sorts of stuff. Alright, so Judai's immediately opening. Okay, he's not got a bad opening here. As a heads up. Oh, dope. Oh, dope. Okay. Okay, I did give this version of Judai, because he has Super Fusion, the Nature Heroes as at 1 copy each. So he's got every Nature Hero at 1, literally just so he can use Super Fusion. Because Anime Super Fusion can fuse any 2 monsters. It literally makes a fusion monster. Alright, so in a couple turns we get Rainbow Neos dropped. If Jim doesn't do anything before then, that's game. Okay, swords. Oh, swords is not enough. Like, swords is just genuinely not enough. Just set a spell or trap card and then send it with... Okay, never mind. Maybe he doesn't have a spell trap card in hand. It's not even unlikely that he's just straight up drawn into 2 copies of Rainbow Dragon. Oh no, Rainbow Neos, he's gone. Ah, and he's not coming back. Yeah, he's got Rainbow Dragon and Neos in his hand. Otherwise, he would have sent for another Rainbow Neos in a couple turns. At some point, he'll draw into a poly or something. Okay, that face down's not been flipped up. That is probably Cyberjar? Or Fossil Dino. Probably Fossil Dino, because otherwise he'd just pop it. No, 1800. Jujutsu? Legendary Monk Fighter or whatever it is? Legendary Jujutsu. Cool. I was half correct on both. Ooh! Ooh, hold on. Hold on. Rainbow Neos? Yes? Yes? Yo! Yo! Rainbow Neos again, 2 times. But you didn't kill Jim, and I think that might be the end of this. If he's got Fossil Dino... Look, Release from Stone's not going to do a lot here. I was about to say, I swear to God, if he reveals Fossil Dino for that spell card, like that effect. Jaden might be playing with his food here. I genuinely can't tell. Level 4. That. Okay, there's Super Fusion. Fossil Tusker, and then he kills him with King of the Swamp! Oh, could you imagine that? You have this, like, 4,500 beat stick Neos literally towering over you like God, because in the anime it's ginormous. And then you've got this, like, swamp goblin slowly, like, walking towards you. Oh, God. Alright, the next one up is Fonda Fontaine versus Hibiki. So we get to see the tribute heroes again, or the nature heroes, whatever you want to call them. Fonda is one that amuses me deeply. And to my one mate out there, I'm sorry your Vilf already lost, but maybe your MILF can get through, okay? So this was versus Vicky. If I'm being honest, oh, did I go too far? Huh. Hibiki. If I'm being honest, I kind of think Fonda has this. But I'm happy to be proven wrong here, because Fonda's kind of got a anti-cure deck. Well, she just does have anti-cure. Literally what she uses in the anime. She also canonically has a thing for Kaiser. As did Camula. Most of the girls had a thing for Kaiser, except for like Asuka, who had a thing for Jaden. Okay. It's kind of fun to see what he actually has in hand for once. I'm not gonna lie. And that'll be absolute 0. Yeah. This was a thing in back in like Tag Force 1 through 3, is that you could actually just see the AIs that was close to his hand or your partner's hand. I'm really glad they did away with that because it was absolutely infuriating. Alright, so get rid of the Absolute Zero to destroy. Yeah. Better to do some damage than none. I wonder what the face down is. 1500 Elemental Hero Ocean. Am I right? Let's find out. Yes, I was right. Cool. You know, if they can get a hold of Voltic, that would go hard for them here. Ooh. Ooh. For anyone who's curious why he did take damage there, 1 day of peace. Stratos actually could go really hard here if he used the right effect. No, he did not. So if he'd gone for the destruction effect, he could have destroyed both Level Limit Area B and Messenger of Peace. Then he takes 1000 points of burn. Activate Polymerization. Come on. Activate Polymerization. Fuse 3 of them. No. Okay, never mind. So ideally, what I think you would do here, if you were a real duelist, is you would activate Polymerization, fuse Stratos, Blazeman apparently, and Ocean for core, then activate Premature Burial to bring back Stratos and destroy your opponent's entire back row. And then just start swinging as hard as you can. But make sure you leave both Dark Cure and Eye of Truth so you can gain some life points back. I know there's a risk of getting the Angel thing, but you're so far behind the 8 ball now that you need something to help pull you back. You will take some damage in the process from Dark Cure, though. To be honest, you don't even have to fuse for Elemental Hero Core. You could just fuse these two for Great Tornado and then Premature, and then you'd get 3 targets for Stratos' destroy effect, which would be Level 1 Area B, Battle Reaction, and Messenger. So this is a very easy situation to come back from, but the AI is not clever. And you should never expect it to be clever. That's Terra Firma, though. It's too late to do anything. He loses from Dark Cure, but Terra Firma. It'll be fine. Fonda will go up against Judai at some point, or someone else with incredible back row removal, and that'll be it. Sorry for yawning so much. I've had a very busy week at work. You know, I'm just recording this on the Friday, so. And let's game. That sucks for Hibiki. But on the plus side, Fonda goes through, which I'm sure my mate is going to be very happy to hear. One of his two favorites got through here. And then we've got Martin versus Sarina. Martin, if anyone's curious, is the Professor Viper's son that Ubel possesses in Season 3. He's not actually in this game by default, but one specific friend of mine really wanted to see the Sacred Beasts. And to be honest, they should be in here. So yeah, there's the Ubel Sacred Beast deck there. Serena. And, you know, since it was actually Yubel who was using Martin's body to play this deck, Yubel gets to play it. Let's go. Sarina. Ugh. Now we're going for time. At the hour and a half mark. Okay. There's a bog. Ooh. Oh yeah, Nidoria is a fiend. There you go. I made this deck, I should know that, but here we are. I'm not surprised, but I am sad that we probably aren't going to get to see a Sacred Beast here. Never mind, maybe we do. 100 life points, though. Okay, you need to... I know that I gave you Bell some life point recovery, I'm just not sure. Spirit Drain and Metal Reflect Slime, so that's 3 continuous traps. So that is Uria if she wants to go for him. As well as now Raviel. Raviel. Oh, Sangan! Okay. Aren't all the Loads of Darkness at 3000 attack? Shouldn't you have attacked? Because this is set to 2000. Oh, wait, no. Air traffic control. Air traffic control, whatever. Okay, this is actually a really surprisingly close duel suddenly. I did not expect it to go here. I don't think Yubel's likely to summon a Hamon. Just from, like, the lack of life points, but, you know, they've surprised me before. That's fun. This is a weird duel. Weird but fun. You could summon Hamon, then tribute it to give the get an 8000 attack Raviel. Okay, this could be... That's game. Yeah, that's game. Load of Darkness, 1000 attack, burn. Oh, that's disappointing, man. Good for Serena, but sad for the Sacred Beast fans out there. To be fair, I don't think that's the only Sacred Beast deck we have here. But let me check. No, I stand corrected. That was our only Sacred Beast deck. I didn't put Kagimaru in here. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised that Kagimaru isn't actually in the game, but I think it was one of those things where I had enough GX stuff to get through. Also, ironically, Tyranno has got another Chazz deck to go up against. I just find it weird when you come back in and it's on the character that was there last, but no well. He's going up against... Hold on, where is it? Ojamas! So, as a thing, in Japanese, Chazz's actual name is Manjomi. I do not know what that one means, actually. And in Season 4, in pursuit to become a professional duelist, he has a brief stunt where he's a celebrity duelist who's dressed up as Ojama Yellow. And he starts going by Ojamanjomi. Or Ojamanjoni. I can't say it. So this is his Ojama deck. For Ojamanjomi. I do not have faith. Mostly because Tyranno hits like a freight train. And Ojamas do not. Don't know what that face down is. But he is very confident in it. Okay. That now makes sense. Well, to be fair, that actually does a really good job of getting rid of one of Tyranno's best cards immediately. Then we've got Ojama Blue. And oh, cool. And yeah, it's beat down Ojamas. I didn't say it, but it's beat down Ojamas. The entire deck is dedicated to let's make the Ojamas as big and as punchy as possible, and then let's have them punch people. And I think that is hilarious. And I stand by it. For example, 2,600 attacker, Ojama Blue. Oh, this is one of the funniest decks I ever put together. What's better is like, you can just keep summoning it. $2,600 attack Ojama Yellow. What's a really nice addition to this is that if you actually look at the card of Solidarity, it is the Ojamas. And I don't know, I just really loved that. I loved the idea for this deck. I had a lot of fun coming up with it. Ojama Joey beat Tyranno Hasselberry. Oh god. God, I hope he goes to the end of the entire tournament. I really hope he gets to the end. Okay, next one up is Mindy versus Amon Exodia. We actually have the Exodia deck. I think it's the first Exodia deck we've actually had in the tournaments. Mostly just because like I strongly dislike the idea of giving Solomon from the original DM a Exodia deck, because like we do actually see him play a non-Exodia deck, but it's unimportant. Versus Mindy, who is using I actually think it's Koala Fusions. This kind of goes nowhere, but when I was a kid, I used to think it would have been like cool if Mindy and Chumley had a thing, because they both play like. I don't know, what is your big fusion monster? I know it's like, it's Sea Otter plus the koala. I don't know. Hopefully we see it. I can't remember its name. But basically, they both played koalas, so I was kind of like, it'd be kind of cool if those two hooked up. Well, then, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Does Yu-Gi-Oh! And no one ever hooks up with anyone ever. Okay. Green Baboon. So as a heads up for anyone who's, like, curious, I mentioned before that Mindy has, like, 1 or 2 cards that we actually see in her main deck in the anime. It is specifically, I think, Green Baboon and Rescue Cat. Okay. That said, I do think, I actually don't know who I think wins. Because on one hand, Adrian's got a lot of store cards in that deck. Battle Fader, Scarecrow, all sorts of, like, yeah. Not to mention Fog Castle and that entire loop. Fog Castle. Then you just need Sangan, really. Fog Castle plus Sangan literally just lets you win by Exodia immediately. Not that I think I've ever seen the AI do it. Okay. For a second, I thought the AI was going to do it. For a singular second. Sequala. The question is why? Yeah, I thought so, because it's not permanent. Is it Nibble Triada? No. Oh, one day I remember what this stupid fusion monster is called. Okay, it's a free draw for you. And you get an Exodia piece. It's one of those things where like you get kind of anxious because every time he draws a card, that could just be Exodia right there, and it could be game over. And there's not really any good way to know. Ooh, that's going to be a big piercing hit. Oh! Oh, that's so depressing. Mindy finally, like, got something going, and yeah. Oh, that's bad for Ojamas Jomi as well. He's, yeah, next round. Alright, Chumster. The Chumley. The Chummeister. Bit of unnecessary context. I'm Australian, so, I kind of got mixed feelings on Chumley. I really like Chumley in the sub, where he's just a really big swole bloke. It's kind of a point in the sub that he's muscle. Like he's not a fat guy. He's big and muscular and this huge hulking koala bear of a man, all muscle but really lovely personality. Versus Nitro. Unfortunately, in the dub, it was just fat jokes. Ha ha ha, look at the fat guy. Ha ha ha, he likes grilled cheeses. And you know what? I like grilled cheese too. Still. Alright. Early predictions. We've got Red Eyes Control Beatdown versus Koala Control. As an Aussie, I kind of have to go with the Master of Oz deck. But if I'm giving it as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, I think Night Shroud has it with Red Eyes. That's a Morphing Jar. Either that's a Morphing Jar or that is the, Morphing Jar. Big Koala immediately in the graveyard. That's actually huge. Unfortunately, Chumley can't activate trap cards during the battle phase. Ooh! Man, that is... Okay. And we've got Red Eyes Darkness Dragon. Yep, Red Eyes Darkness Dragon, turn 1 at 4,400 attack points. Whew. That Mirage Dragon did a lot of lifting there as well. Wow. He had Swords of Revealing Light face down. He was fine for a couple turns. Then A is Rock. Out comes the big koala. And a couple of set cards. Okay. I mean, unfortunately, I still think that's it for Chumley. I don't see him coming back here. Not without a lot of luck. What's sad is he actually had a pretty easy comeback in his set cards that we saw him blow up. Because he could have activated Pot of Greed, then Future Fusion, then yeah. How much is that hitting these guys for? 400. Okay, so losing 400 attack each time. Oh no, the Ninos. Okay, Dimension Wall, get rid of Red Eyes Darkness Dragon. And then Master of Oz hits the board. Okay. In case you're curious, Atticus actually does have access to Black Meteor Dragon in his deck. To be honest, there's not really any reason I gave him that. I don't even think he can actually summon it. I don't think I gave him Polymerization. He has Meteor Dragon and Red Eyes, but I don't think I gave him Polymerization. He might have Future Fusion. Oh no, Jumpster. Buddy. Aww. Oh, Jumpster. Oh, that hurt. My instincts are right, but sucks for Chumley. Alright, next up is Alexis versus Amnael. Alexis is using the Cyber Angels. So, yeah, Asuka is Cyber Blader, Alexis is Cyber Angels. Versus... Hold on, let me get this first. Alexis, and then Amnael, which is Professor Banner. Amnael. Alright, there we go. Man, that rain came in out of nowhere. Ah, yes, the smooth jazz of of Tag Force. I don't know why this is a thing. I also don't actually remember giving Alexis solidarity, so there you go. Yeah, it's the right deck because yeah, we've already seen the rituals. Oof. Any ritual spell cards? None. I think this is part of the issue that the Cyber Angel deck has. Because remember, this is before Cyber Angels became a real deck. Because the real Cyber Angels deck is absolutely incredible. It's one of my favorite decks of all time. At this point, though, like this is the anime versions, which didn't have like the when tributed effects. It didn't have any of the like the second Cyber Machine Angel ritual art. Because there's the two versions. There's the version that we got in Arc 5, and then there's this, no one cares. Big 3,500 attack swing. Unfortunately for Banner, his deck kind of lives and dies on if he can get hold of Macrocosmos or Dimensional Fissure. Yeah, that's game. Alright, so Alexis Cyber Angels progresses on. Which I'm sure some people would be really happy to hear. I'm not sure how I feel about this next matchup. Hellkaiser versus Pegasus. Specifically Toon's Pegasus. That is kind of unfortunate for Hellkaiser. There you go. If I had to give my early predictions, I think Pegasus has this. Mostly because he avoids actually battling, and with Astral Barrier and Toon King, and he's merely opening Toon Kingdom as well. Oh, that was really good, like top 5 banish. Okay, Morphing Jar to open with. That's actually kind of unfortunate for Pegasus too, actually. Because he just discarded a heap of his tunes. Oof, and then he threw away his 2 DDRs. Those were both basically a Blue Eyes Tune Dragon. Okay, and then Tune Goblin Attack Force. To be clear, it's still possible that Zane gets this through like a Heavy Storm. Or even just Chimera Attack over Dragon Spam, thinking about it. You can literally only take 4 of those. Okay, so that's 5 cards drawn this turn alone. That's some piercing damage, so that's okay. Ooh, creature swap, Troop Dragon. That's rough, buddy. Astral Barrier comes out there, so, you know, Pegasus is no longer taking damage at all. This is roughly what I thought was going to come down. Still, if he's got the right trap card, he can pretty easily start to... Yeah, he's got it. DNA Surgery. Never mind. Harpy's Feather Duster, that is... Oh, that is unfortunate. And Pegs... Oh, right. Tunes have to attack other tunes. That works. Yeah, this is working. Okay. They're not the highest attacked Cyber Darks, but... don't have to be. Especially since, to be honest, if you've been looking at what he's been banishing every turn, he has lost a lot of his monsters, and he's already thrown away his 2 DDRs. So... and there we go. Okay, that's 5 monsters back in his deck at least. And I'm pretty sure those are literally the only 5 monsters he'll have in his deck at this point. And swords. He's either DDR'd his... Okay, so it won't be... Oh, it might be Future Fusion. Zane pretty much always DD capsules Future Fusion. Like, almost religiously. That was a waste of Torrential, by the way. Ooh. But that is an incredible Dimension Fusion. Whoa. Honestly, for both sides. Yeah, next turn Zane loses. He's not withstanding that much. Wait, are they 500 attack each to attack? So Toon Cannon doesn't cost to attack. Neither Toon Gemini Elves? I thought they would cost something to attack with. So I was right in who won, but that was actually really close. For a genuine second there, I didn't see how Pegasus could come back from that. That was really incredible for Pegasus. Alright, we're down to the last 3 duels. First one up is Aster versus Ubel. I've got no idea who wins that. Because on one hand, Ubel wipes the board every end phase. On the other hand, Bloody. Oh, I keep calling him Bloody. Plasma. Destiny Hero Plasma. In Japanese, he's Bloody. So this is not Aster's Dragoon DN deck. This is, you know, Dogma and... What was I saying? My brain went for a second. Sorry, guys. Let me see. Oh, it's Plasma and Dogma. Well, it might not even be Dogma. It might just be Plasma. Nah, that Fearmonger's wasted. Okay, that's going to be for the... No, it's not. Never mind. I stand corrected. I thought that was going to be for the Plasma. Then why the attack position Discommander? I guess to guarantee it gets attacked? Which means that Fearmonger will always go off, but I don't know if that's worth it. In case you're wondering about the extra deck, you'll see. Man, that morphing job could have been helpful, dude. Five morphing jars back. Yes! There you go. Don't worry, he's only got the 1 copy of Vision Hero Duration and 1 copy of the 3 Hero Vision Hero. I would have given him Vision Heroes as a deck, but they aren't in this game yet. Plasma's... Yeah, that's... Yubel might be able to destroy Plasma with some of her trap cards, but if she can't get rid of it ASAP, then she loses. The fact that all of Yubel's effects are negated is just... Yeah, that goes way too hard. On the plus side, extra life points. Okay, immediately gets rid of Plasma, so there you go. Why Discommander? I guess the draw too, but that's... You're taking a lot of damage for that, dude. Still, 6 hard hand, going into your Destiny draw turn. There's a lot worse situations you can be in. Now comes another Discommander. Unfortunately, he also threw away all of his plasmas for that future fusion. Spawn! Clock Tower. Okay, what are you up to? Diamond Dude. Whiffs, but I'm not surprised you've used the majority of the spells in your deck now. Okay. I did not think about stealing the calculator there. That's not actually a bad play. Because that boy can get big fast. Brings you down to 1800. What the face down is. Could check, but spoilers and all that. That'll be Yubel out. Yep. So if she's got limiter removal, is it limit? No, it's not limiter removal. It's a limit reverse. That Yubel comes back, switches to defense position, and yeah, she doesn't seem to have it. Okay, she gets 1 Destiny draw, and if she whiffs, that's it. Oh, so as a deck building thing, everyone has 5 cards that they can Destiny draw. That could be Torrential, or that could be Limit Reverse. Gonna find out. Limit Reverse. Okay, I don't think Aster can get the win anymore. Nah. He threw away all of his plasmas earlier for his Adoration. But then Yubel can't hit him for battle either. So I guess they just keep going until Sacred Phoenix. But that's a while off. Oh, deck out. He's only got 7 cards left. She could easily just wait him out now. 4 cards left. Let's see if he even survives to, like, Sacred Phoenix at this point. For the record, I'm pretty sure Aster does have Warrior returning alive, but I don't think that's doing enough here. Plus, I'm pretty sure he just used it for Stratos. Turn end, then Bell's turn. Immediately. Oh, okay. Turn end and Aster. Ooh. We got to see Dark Nemesis at least. No, we didn't get to see it summoned, but we got to see Dark Nemesis, so. Bell beats out Aster. Halfway surprised, but also half not. Next up is Yuki versus Camula. So this is Jaden's Nearest Bastion deck. Nearest Heroes deck. Bear with, it is before all of the really cool support that actually made this a viable deck. It's not the worst deck. He's won a decent amount in the testing stuff, but yeah, temper your expectations. It's not. Yeah. Where is she? Camula. There we go. Alright, let's see who wins. And then... So this is the penultimate duel. The next duel... Let's see what it's going to be quickly. It's going to be... Oh! Show versus Haou, which 100% should have happened. We should have seen Cyrus fighting Supreme King Jaden. We're in for a weird one. He opened Grand Mall. We're going to be here for a while. He's also going to lose a lot of life points. That's a heads up. I can never tell if it's unfortunate or fortunate when he opens up like this. Because Grand Mole has, like, because I did a lot of testing of him versus, like, the other protagonists from the different series. And Grand Mole tends to be one of the cards that's, like, the deciding factor in if he wins or loses. Okay, Dark Panther is probably not play, but it's better than nothing. Chances are Grand Mole comes out again. Oh. Oh, okay. He doesn't normally go for the nearest fusions before he has nearest space on the board. So that's curious. Vampire Lord gets removed. Vampire Genesis swings in for damage. Then out comes up Grand Mole. Yep. And you bounce that boy. Ooh. Oof. Oof. Okay, that's game. Unless that is a very lucky Mirror Force. Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay, if I'm being honest, I still think Camula wins here. But I am open to being proven wrong, Jaden. Ooh. Come on. Yo! New Year's Heroes win. That Grand Mole held the line, carrying the entire world on his back. All right, the next one up is Cyrus versus the Supreme King, and that'll be the end of this recording. This is a duel I genuinely would have liked to have seen, to be honest with you. To say who I think wins, I think Supreme King takes out Show. Judai or Haou. Forgive me, I've got all of their names mixed up in my head in like both English and Japanese. English because I've been playing this game for so long lately, and Japanese because that's what I watched it in. So my brain gets messy when I'm trying to remember which one's which. Level 3. King of the Swamp? Ooh, early Malicious Fiend. No hesitation either. Oh, Gyroid. Okay. Why didn't you use that on Malicious Fiend? Okay, get back the Premature. The only issue here is that you can't, like, you have to attack Malicious Fiend if you battle. Brings up, I wonder if two Malicious Fiends forms an attack lock, because they both have the you must attack this card if possible. That's Morphing Jar. Do you ever want a really clear sign it's Morphing Jar? The AI will set their entire hand. Well, at least he loses it. He might lose this turn, honestly. No, he doesn't. Fresh hands for all. I wonder if the Supreme King has Morphing Jar in his deck. He should. For, Dark Gaia. Ah! Oh, the Radiant Mirror Force save. Wow. Plus Draining Shield. Okay. Oh! 4,500 Dark Gaia. Okay. Cyrus could still very easily take this out of the blue with a Magic Cylinder. Okay, Draining Shield. So that's a lot of life points back, but... Ooh. Okay. That was a waste on the that last attack. Should have just swung Stratos over Prisma. No, didn't go for the UFO Roid. Then, in case anyone's wondering why Prisma's in here, it's for UFO Roid Rider. The fact that Cyrus can take that and it's not even like that big of a deal is really problematic. Oh, okay. I got excited for no reason. Wait, no, he wins. And it's exactly 0 life points. I'm kind of shocked. Wow. I think that's the end of that one. So yeah, I guess I'll be back tomorrow with the next part, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Ciao.